So oftentimes we wake up in the morning and we're stressed out. There's so many different things on our minds, right? Think about it. When was the last time you woke up in the morning and you're already thinking about the work responsibilities, what your boss told you to do, that one assignment that you didn't get to, all the different projects that are pulling at your attention. You pull out your phone, big mistake, but we're not going to talk about that today. And then you're looking at all these different things on your phone. You're getting bombarded by information, you're overwhelmed, and you're stressed. How do we get around that? Well, it turns out that journaling is a great way to get your mind in the right headspace in order to set the right direction and also the pace for the day. Journaling can be a little confusing. In fact, journaling in of itself is so confusing. When you type journaling on YouTube, there are so many different YouTube videos about it. So rather than talk about all the different journaling techniques out there, don't want you to watch too many YouTube videos. I want you to be respectful for your own time. Give this video a watch to the very end, and this is going to be a journaling technique that if you implement, chances are you're not going to have to read another journaling technique, watch another journaling video for quite some time. So let's go ahead and jump right into this video. Now, the first thing when it comes to journaling is to go ahead and find a nice quiet spot in the morning that is not directly next to your bed. Now, the reason why I say this is because a lot of people, when they roll out of bed, you're tired, right? The first thing you want to do in the morning is either hit snooze or go back to bed. But by removing yourself from the physical room, going downstairs to the living room, going to a different table, if you're in the dorms, go out to the common area. If you can get out of your room and move somewhere else, you're going to positively associate a different location with slowly warming up your day and getting to work. Now, once you have a nice quiet spot locked in, let's go ahead and jump right into the journaling technique. Pull out a blank sheet of paper in an empty notebook. Once you have this blank sheet of paper, chances are when you first wake up in the morning, there's a lot of things on your mind. And so something that I talked about in a previous video on how to sleep better, I'm gonna put the link right there. In that video, I talk about the importance of a brain dump. This is a technique I learned from Craig Ballantyne, a previous mentor of mine. And this technique in of itself is essentially just getting all the information in your mind off your mind and onto paper. The reason why this simple technique is so powerful is because when we wake up and we have the million different things running through our minds, we're not able to concentrate on what's the most important task at hand. So go ahead and start writing down. Do about 5 to 10 sentences. You don't want to overdo it, but for a few minutes, go ahead and just start journaling down. You might be thinking about that one assignment you didn't get done the night before. You might be thinking about the to-dos that you have to do today. You might be thinking about the fact that you're super hungry and you really want to eat breakfast. Whatever the thought is in your mind, we want to go ahead and clear out your mind. Because once we start to empty out your mind, that is going to set the stage for you to have really good ideas and stay focused later on. So go ahead and take about 5 minutes and journal down all of those different things that are on your mind. And by the way, if you want to do this right now, I'd actually encourage you to pause this video, go grab out a pen and paper, and go ahead and journal this right now. Actually journal through what's going through your mind right now. Brain dump it off your mind onto paper, and you're going to do this in 3, 2, 1, pause this video.
A few moments later.
All right, and we are back. How helpful was that? And if you didn't take action, rewind, pause this video. Really, I'm serious. Pause this video and implement the brain dump. 3, 2, 1, go.
A few inches later.
All right, there we go. I trust that you just went ahead and did that. So, okay, the next step is going to be to go ahead and practice what I call the 3x3 method. Now, the 3x3 method is very simple. First thing we're gonna do is practice gratitude. There's already so much research that shows the importance of why gratitude can positively change our lives, right? But we're not gonna get into details. Just understand that gratitude makes you happier, makes you more appreciative of everything around you, and it sets the stage for a good day. So for the gratitude, all you're gonna do is write down 3 things next in the journal in which you're really grateful for. It could be as simple as the fact that you have a roof over your head, or it could be as complex as the fact that you have a great business that you're running, or you're going to a great university. One fun little thing that I would always do is I would think to myself how basic I could get my gratitude down to. When I was in university at UCLA, I would say, thank you so much. I'm grateful for the fact that I go to UCLA. But then I break it down even more. I'm grateful for the fact that I get to go to school. Then I break it down. I'm grateful for the fact that I can afford to go to school, that I have a family that can help me pay for the really expensive tuition. And then I break it down even more, the fact that I'm grateful that I have a dorm room to live in. Think how basic you can get it to. Sometimes I just write down in the morning, I'm grateful for the fact that I have a heartbeat. And by the way, if you're watching this video right now, I want to remind you the fact that you have a heart that's beating right now, the fact that you're breathing, that you're getting information from this video means that God has given you another day to live out your purpose and passion. And that's something that you should be grateful for in of itself. This is a really powerful way. Now, as a Christian, I'm not afraid to be open and share about my faith. I I practice gratitude in the context of my loving Father, God, right? And the reason why that's so important is because I know for a fact that all the good things in my life, whether it's my heartbeat or my business, those things don't come from me, and that's not luck. None of that crap. It's God. It's the Lord. It's my good Father who's provided all those things for me. And so I'm going to give him some praise for that. Now, the next 3 things I would like you to write down is, who are 3 people in your life that you're going to intentionally serve and love today? And the reason why this is so important is I've noticed that within my own life, I tend to be so fixated on my own goals throughout the day that I tend to forget about loving other people. And it turns out that one of the most important parts of living a fulfilled life is actually how rich and fulfilled we are in our relationships. One of the most miserable things is if you're successful and you're alone, that you have a lot of money, you have an amazing job, you go to an amazing school, but you have no relationships, no people to celebrate it with. And so when I was in university, leading up all the way to me running my business now, I've made it very intentional that I want to always add value. I want to always love. I want to always serve other people around me. As a Christian myself, what I do is I actually write down 3 people and I pray for them. Sometimes I pray for my roommate. Sometimes I pray for my family. I ask God's blessing over these individuals or whatever issues that they may be happening in their lives. Now, you might be noticing, well, this actually forces us to do something else, which is to actually catch up and see how people are doing. Because if you're not catching with people, how are you going to be possibly praying for them? Now, if you're not of any particular faith, no worries. All you need to do here is write down 3 people that you just want to intentionally love today. Get out of yourself. Think about how you can add value to the life of someone else, whether it's in the context of faith or not. That's not the important thing. The important thing is for you to go out and actually love someone. Now, the final row of 3 is going to be the 3 things that you want to focus on today. So, for example, if you're an entrepreneur such as myself, the 3 goals might be to hire a new person. The next goal might be to build out a new standard operating procedure for an employee. And the third one might be to focus on closing a sale for your business, right? These are the 3 things that you're going to focus on. And this activates and primes your mind to think about what are the most important things that you want to do today. MIT's most important tasks. Write down these 3 things so that you're already getting very clear on what your top priorities are for the day. Now, again, in the context of faith, what I actually do is I write down the 3 things that I'm gonna ask for God's guidance over, because I fully understand that I'm not in control of my life. My Heavenly Father, the Lord, is, right? And so I'm gonna ask Him for guidance over the decision making of my business. I'm gonna ask God to oversee and bless the new hire that's gonna come into my organization. When I close a sale on the phone and I'm selling a product, I'm gonna ask for God's favor and blessing upon the way that I communicate so that I can communicate the value to my customer. I have a full surrender of my business, of all aspects of my life, to God, and so I'm gonna always say things in the context of asking Him for guidance as well as thanking Him for the provision that He's given me. Now, that's the 3x3 method, and once you do these 3 things, you go ahead and write down the 3 things you're grateful for. You're gonna write down 3 people that you're gonna love today, and then you're gonna write down the 3 different things that you need to focus on today. And then the next component of this journal is to go ahead and write down your main thing. Now, this main thing is a really important concept because it deals with focus. I've made so many videos on focus. You can watch my video on focus right there once you're done with this one. But focus, at the end of the day, is perhaps the single-handed most important trait that you can have when it comes to any kind of success that you want to achieve. Look, if you're too scatterbrained, if you're trying to become a motivational speaker, you're trying to write a book, and you're trying to build a business, you're not going to get anywhere because your focus, your mind is too scattered on all these different things. However, if you can just go ahead and focus on one important thing, that is going to enable for you to create the most amount of impact. And so the main thing section is for you to write down your one big overarching goal of something that you want to accomplish within the next 12 months. And the reason why we write that every single morning in this journal is to remind you of why it is that you actually want to achieve these things. Because if we lose sight of our 12-month goal, of our longer term goals, we're not going to have the motivation, the willpower, the discipline that's required for us to keep backing up our goal with action. Now, the main thing that I actually write down every single morning is I want to be able to build a business that crosses over $1 million in sales in this year. Because the reality is that business revenue, income, is a reflection of impact. The more people I help, the more money I make. The more money I make, the more people I help. And so crossing a $1 million threshold means I'm going to be helping multiple thousands of individuals in this year alone live more high performance lives, get more time to relax, to watch Netflix, to spend more time with their families, and that is a fulfillment for me. And then on top of that, I have a personal goal of donating $100,000 to a charity within the Philippines in this coming year, and I can only do that if I have the financial resources to do so, which is why I have $1 million target. I write that down every single morning so I see that target and it keeps me hungry. And it keeps me realizing why I need to continue to grow this organization to impact more people. So what's your main thing? Think about it right now. Write it down, pause this video, and think about what is it that you actually want to accomplish? Is it to land that dream job? Is it to start that business? Is it to get into that dream school? Whatever that goal may be for you, you need to remind yourself on a daily basis. Otherwise, you're gonna forget. Otherwise, you're gonna get distracted. Otherwise, when you have a bad day and you don't do this exercise, you're not going to set your mind in the right headspace in order to get your day going. Now, one important lesson when it comes to all of these things is you don't want to journal for more than 15 to 20 minutes in the morning. Look, I don't want journaling to become a perverse form of procrastination for you. A lot of people, when they journal, they tend to just journal and journal and journal, but let me tell you something. Journaling on its own does not change your life. Journaling backed by massive action is what's going to change your life dramatically. So remember, you have to make sure you journal for a limited amount of time, get done with all these 3 components that I talked about with you today, and then go ahead and back it up with action. Now hold up, right now I actually want to do the 1-minute shot clock, and this is where I answer one of your questions. So hey, if you have a question for me, go ahead and type high performance question and drop that comment down below, and I'd be happy to answer that question for you. And this week's question is going to come from Anthony. Anthony asks, what should you do when you can't focus and you feel sleepy during your work period? Now, Anthony, if we put the 1 minute on the clock, I'm gonna tell you I can't answer this question just 1 minute. That's why I have coaching clients that I help and I coach on a weekly basis. But if there's anything I could give for you to work on, it's gonna be to take a look into a few things. Number 1, take a look into your sleep. How many hours of sleep are you getting? Because it doesn't matter how well you work out, it doesn't matter how well you eat, how many stimulants you take, if you're getting bad sleep, that's going to impact your energy levels. Next thing is gonna be your diet. What kind of foods are you eating on a daily basis and how are they affecting your energy levels? Are you eating a lot of processed foods, a lot of junk foods, a lot of foods that are high in short digesting carbohydrates, right? Take a look at your diet. And then also take a look at your exercise routine. If you can look at these 3 things, your sleep, your diet, and your exercise routine, you're gonna have a much better idea into how you're gonna be able to feel less sleepy or less tired during the work week. I'd encourage for you to watch the sleep video that I've made just a couple days ago. I'm gonna put that right there for you to go ahead and watch once you're done with this video. And look, Anthony, for anyone else who wants to actually take their productivity to the next level, I can't cover high performance in just one short little video. In fact, I can't even cover in 1 hour. That's why I put together a free live high performance masterclass for you. This is a masterclass where I'm going to show you how to get back 12.5 hours of your current work week, and you're not going to need to work any harder with these strategies. So if you want to learn these strategies to help you get more time than you can ever imagine, I've helped so many students. I'm going to put there ready. I want to help you as well. Go ahead and click that first link down below, type in your name, your email, and you're going to receive an email notification telling you of when that masterclass is happening next Saturday, and I cannot wait to see you there. Remember, how you do one thing is how you do everything. I'll see you next week.